Ladies and gentlemen, the new Supergirl movie isn't even out yet, and somehow the internet has already turned it into a political hostage situation. Besides reviewers, nobody has seen the movie, and nobody really knows if it's really that good or not, besides obviously the reviewers. And that's hard to say if it's going to be bad or not until you can make your own opinion. So, the trailer could literally be Supergirl spending 2 hours fighting a giant radioactive raccoon, and yet people would still have their opinions preloaded on this thing. So, we got two groups online forming a battle for this. On the one side, it's this movie is going to save the DCU and it's going to save cinema in general. And on the other side, it's this movie is woke garbage and will destroy Western civilization. So let me just say this. The movie doesn't even have a Rotten Tomatoes score yet. You know, let's start with the people acting like this movie is already a masterpiece. These are the same people who see a casting announcement and immediately declare like shit, like we won, or won what? The movie lottery? A casting announcement is not a movie. Behind the scenes photo is not a movie, and the actress smiling in the interview is not a movie. I've seen people treating this thing like it's already the female version of The Dark Knight. Everybody just needs to calm down on this. We've been fooled before by this crap. So, Hollywood has sold us, gourmet meals before, and they've handed us microwaved Hot Pockets, and they're leaking out of both sides. Being optimistic is totally fine, but pretending the movie is automatically good because you like the concept is just actually insanity. So, let's talk about the other side now, the Grift Avengers. These people can smell a female protagonist from 3 zip codes away. The second a woman gets cast in anything, their YouTube thumbnails will start glowing with radiation. They'll say crap like, she destroyed DC, or go woke, go broke, or disaster incoming, in big, bold yellow caps across the freaking thumbnails. The trailer could be 5 seconds long, and the movie could be almost a year out. It doesn't matter. The video is already uploaded. The thumbnail's already made too. The emergency live stream is already scheduled. I swear, some of these channels have a button underneath their desk labeled female character detected. Press it and 20 videos get uploaded automatically. And this is where both sides are annoying, and this is kind of funny. So both sides are doing the same exact thing. One side says it's amazing, the other one says it's terrible, but neither side has watched the movie yet. They're reviewing a movie that exists primarily as concept art and marketing material right now. It's like arguing over whether a pizza tastes good while the dough is still in the refrigerator. The entire discussion has become detached from reality. We're no longer reviewing movies, we're reviewing our own assumptions. And I want to just hit you all with reality here. Could Supergirl flop? Absolutely, 100%. And it has nothing to do with the culture war nonsense. The real issue is simple. She's not huge characters like Batman, Spider-Man, Deadpool, Wolverine, and she's not a guaranteed box office draw. For most casual audiences, they know Supergirl as female Superman, and that's a marketing challenge right there, whether comic fans like hearing that or not. The movie has to convince people to leave their houses, buy tickets, buy popcorn, and get their fucking little weird toy popcorn bins. That costs so much. You're going to have to take a loan out for that shit. And that's very difficult, especially when superhero fatigue is still hanging around, like that one relative that never leaves after Thanksgiving. And this is DC's big gamble, by the way. The bigger issue is that DC is trying to rebuild trust. The real battle is in that. It's not the gender or the politics. People have gotten burned by this shit repeatedly. Movies rebooting other reboots while teasing future reboots of reboots. At one point, the DC timeline looked like somebody dropped a plate of spaghetti onto the whiteboard. Now, James Gunn's trying to rebuild that universe. If Superman succeeds, Supergirl benefits. If Superman will struggle, everything gets a bit harder. And that is just the cold reality of it. And I'm sorry again if people don't want to hear that, but the people calling Supergirl a guaranteed masterpiece are more than likely going to be wrong. And the people calling it a guaranteed disaster are also wrong. The grifters are guessing, the defenders are guessing, everybody is guessing in this scenario. This movie could be really good, but it could still potentially flop because Supergirl is not a very popular character across the mainstream audience that they're trying to go for in theaters. And again, it could be awful too because nobody really wants to see it. There was no build up for or anything. And I'll have some thoughts on that here in a second. So, this movie could be very mediocre, which would somehow make everyone even more angry. Until the movie actually releases, we're all just going to keep arguing about the mystery box. And if internet history has taught us anything, it's that people would rather fight over imaginary outcomes than wait for the actual thing to drop. Because apparently, patience is the rarest superpower of all. And I want to throw in my 2 cents on this and why I think Supergirl's personally going to flop. And no, it's not because of the whole it's a woman or, feminism, the directing choice or anything. I think that they just released it too soon. It feels like we just watched Superman like a couple months ago, and yet we already have Supergirl coming into the fray here. A character in films that is not very popular at all. And I just don't see this working out in their favor, especially when a few reviewers have already gotten to see the movie and they say that it's just fine. Like, they claim that it's boring or that it's just weirdly paced. But I've also heard that Jason Momoa as Lobo is really dope, so I am looking forward to that. So anyway, that's something I just wanted to yap about for a minute, and I will see you guys on the next video. Later.